Medical Director of Evolution Hyperbaric. We are here to discuss the different stack options for the elite athlete. Our guest today is Anthony Parsells. He is an elite cyclist, and that essentially means that his mitochondria are probably the most elite on planet Earth. He has a big race tomorrow, so we're going to talk about his experience and what his race is all about, go over all of his stacks, and let's see how he does tomorrow. I have a feeling that his mitochondria are going to just love him right back. Okay, so here we are. He is decompressing right now. We don't have a lot of light here because we don't want to expose him to too much non-native EMF. We don't have Wi-Fi in here. We don't have Wi-Fi here. We don't have TV screens here. We just want to make sure that we can give your brain a rest, down-regulate your system, and get you to be healing as much as possible. That's my dog Bowie down there. So, Anthony, tell me about your race tomorrow and what your background is in cycling and all that.
My race tomorrow is a 6-hour time trial. It's actually the World Championship.
Really?
Yeah. I've been racing bikes since 1995. I started with the U.S. Air Force cycling team. And then I got into doing triathlons for a few years. And then I got back into road racing, and mainly long distance races.
How long is your race tomorrow?
Tomorrow is 6 hours, so it's basically who gets the most miles in those 6 hours. So I'm going to shoot for somewhere between 120 and 150 miles.
Wow, is that unusual? Is that something that people can achieve? Or?
No, very few people.
That's fabulous. And you're ranked, aren't you, Anthony?
Yeah, I was my last year racing, which I haven't been competitive the past couple years. My last year racing, I was 5th in my age group and 9th in the world overall.
That's amazing. And do you mind mentioning what your age group is?
I am 50. So
all right.
Now I'm in the 50 to 55 group.
That's great. So we have to be careful and take good care of you elite athletes and make sure that we can peak your performance as much as you can, right?
Yeah.
So thanks for coming in. We're going to talk more to you tomorrow pre-race, okay? Namaste and aloha, everybody. This is Dr. Raja, Medical Director of Evolution Hyperbaric and Mitochondrial Rescue, just about to go in for the World Time Trial Championships 6-hour virtual race with Anthony Parsells. We have about a half an hour left. It looks like he's just over 202 kilometers, and he's in first place with about 15, 20, 25 minutes left. So I went ahead and I brought some, because I'm thinking that he is going to win, and we are going to talk about his mito-stacks and how his lovely wife and healthcare practitioner at Evolution Hyperbaric and Mitochondrial Rescue has stacked him up for his win. More in a minute. Two or three. I mean, I would say 3, honestly. Yeah. Incredible. Wow. Well, Anthony and Wendy, the World Championship is over. You are now a world champion, from what I understand, not for the first time, but you've never been a world champion for this particular event. You had some interesting stacks going, and with your long, extensive history of competition, we just want to know, in your own words, what do you think about the stacking, and maybe you can just very briefly go through what you did today and yesterday, please.
Yesterday I went in for a hyperbaric chamber session, and then for the rest of the day I pretty much just kind of relaxed as much as possible. Ate as well as I could, and didn't carb load or anything like that. But just try to keep my heart rate variability and my heart rate down. Just try to relax. Went to bed nice and early last night. Drank a lot of water yesterday. Stay hydrated. This morning I woke up and I did my protocol.
It's the little people that have
coffee,
Of course.
and then you had your hydrogen water. Right,
Yes.
2 tabs, and then you took, was it 4 carnosine?
4 carnosine.
I think I gave you like 1 or 2 complex Q10s, and that's it. And then you started the race, and for the first, 2 hours?
2 hours and 45 minutes.
We just did ketones and water.
Yep.
And
then I did another cycle of the protocol.
Then you did the same thing again, another 4 carnosines, 2 complex Q10. Did you do hydrogen water again?
I did three tabs of hydrogen water.
Another 3 tabs of hydrogen water.
What about the ketone esters? You did some,
We did ketones in the water bottles for the first 2 hours, because he's really good at burning fat. I mean, he's been training a long time. He's really metabolically flexible that way. And sugar for him would actually cause more fatigue in the end, because it creates a lot of yucky energy that just, it actually destabilizes his blood sugar instead of stabilizing it. So then after about 2 hours, he does take in a really nice balance of electrolytes and a little carbohydrate, just so he doesn't tap into his, glycogen stores, because we want to save those for the last hour when he really has, if he's not, if he has to catch up or he has to hammer, that's when you really want to fire out and use all your stores. So we kept him on that tailwind. We probably went through 2 bottles of that, 2 or 3, 2, and then the last, I made him grass-fed bacon, some fat, which is kind of salty and yummy, just to kind of settle his stomach. And then the last hour, I think did you even do any sugar?
No.
We ended up not even eating sugar because he was so far ahead that it would,
No, especially after that second, I started to feel a little fatigue around the 2 hours and 45 minute mark. I did the second round of the protocol. About 20, 30 minutes after that, I was fresh as a daisy again.
and normally you would have some muscle pain or muscle fatigue?
Yeah,
or
lactic acid would start building up. I had some fatigue in my legs. But literally, I was starting to get to that point about that time at the 3 hour mark. But once the second round of the protocol started kicking in, it all went away. It felt great.
and then
And my heart rate stayed. I was putting out a pretty decent amount of power for me, but my heart rate was still sitting at like about 130. Which
Wow.
is really nicely level.
yeah, that's nice.
that's
for
carnosine.
That's carnosine, yeah.
Yeah. So what would you say? What would you say? What would you take from that now? Is this something that you would do on a regular basis, or?
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely felt better because I did another race 2 months ago. It wasn't on the protocol. And I could definitely feel it. Definitely.
That's awesome.
Because last time, and Winnie remembers, I was starting to cramp, my legs starting to hurt.
His heart rate was higher.
And my heart rate was higher.
Interesting.
So the hydrogen water, I think, really helps too. It's buffering all of that,
Yes.
all that reactive oxygen species. And I think, now we just focus on the recovery, which is basically just going to be those ST aminos and the cholesterol.
Yep.
And maybe some extra magnesium, a salt bath, and a couple days, and you should be ready to go.
Yeah, I still feel nice.
Great. So on behalf of Nefesh Health and Evolution Hyperbarics and Mitochondrial Rescue, we like to thank you for your participation and congratulations. Congratulations for being a world champion.